You fools, it's Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Today we're going to talk about something else. It is the semi-final allocation draw. Yes, I know, it already took place a couple of days ago, so I'm technically late, but not really. Number one, I do have to work, and number two, I needed to marinate over that a little bit, do a little research before I can actually talk about the draw and each country's chances as far as qualification is concerned. So let's talk about this. Keep in mind, this is 100% just about the actual draw. I will not take the songs into consideration. Ultimately, that is what it comes down to anyway. I'll look at some voting patterns and friendly voting and all of that stuff and see which country is in a good position and which countries are like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. So this will change as the songs come out. Take this with a grain of salt. It's just for fun. Well, let's talk about the big elephant in the room first, and that is that one big alliance. Of course, I'm using quotation marks because it's just like friendly neighbor voting that may occur or probably will occur in May, and that is the countries I'm just gonna, like Greece, Cyprus, Bulgaria, Albania, Macedonia. This group of people. These are not people. These are countries. You know, they're neighbors. They're friendly voting patterns there. So I think most of them will probably get a decent head start already. Nothing is decided, of course. It'll come down to the songs. But I think they are in a really good spot right now. So they are really the one to watch, if you ask me. There are other countries that, you know, stand out to me. Now, Armenia, always dangerous as far as like their songs and qualification rate is concerned. Plus, they often get votes from Greece and Cyprus as well, and vice versa. They give points back as well. So I think they are. It would surprise me if they didn't make it. Granted, they have Azerbaijan in the semi, so they're already 24 points lost, and vice versa. So who knows? But I think they're also in a pretty good spot. Speaking of Azerbaijan, they have Belarus that's going to help them out, and they tend to get votes from a lot of countries. They send polished entries that at least pick points from country here and country there that'll probably get them through to the semis. So they're in a pretty good spot as well, as usual. They will probably continue their streak of, you know, qualifications until at least 2019. Now, let's talk about some countries that look a little less fortunate. One of them comes to mind is Iceland. Iceland, it's not looking good for them if you look at who is there, because there's no one there. Like, basically everyone in the Nordic alliance is in semi 2, with the exception of Finland, the country that's furthest away, so they can get a few points there maybe. But other than that, they really have to rely on a good song. They will not get a lot of points just by default. So I think they got the short end of the stick here. They aren't the only ones. Now, Belgium has a great track record as of late in Eurovision. 3 top 10 results, you know, in a row. That is nothing to be ashamed of at all. I don't think that the draw for them is that favorable, like their traditional friends that they usually can expect some points from are not in there. So they will have to once again rely on the song, and they can do it, but I just don't think this was a great draw for them. No Netherlands, no Germany, no France, so we'll have to wait and see, but I don't think they should be thrilled with the draw, but they can still do it, of course. Now, Finland is a very interesting situation. They have Iceland, they have Estonia that may help them out a little bit. So they have a few points there already, but we're talking about Sarah Alto, so she's going to have a huge team behind her, great production value, so we can expect something very powerful. She's very well known in the UK, so she can probably pick up a few points from there as well, and then Ireland maybe as well. So I think they are doing a little better than Iceland, but we have to wait and see. So from the ex-Yugoslavian perspective, we have Croatia and Macedonia there, so they'll give a few points. Albania is kind of there in the mix as well. So there are a few points they can pick up, but there is a lot of competition out there. So I am not quite sure, but this is what I did anyway. I picked 10 countries I believe are going to qualify, and some of these choices will be controversial, so don't hate. So the 10 countries that I think have a good shot at qualifying based on the draw are Bulgaria, I think they're the ones to beat with a very strong team and a great track record as of late. And all these friends that they have already, I think they are just flying through at this point. Armenia, as mentioned, always a force to be reckoned with. They have plenty of support in that semi already, and I don't see them going anywhere but to the finals. Greece, once again, lots of friends, great track record. Nothing can go wrong there, right? Number 4, Azerbaijan. Nothing else to say. It's Azerbaijan. I'm putting Albania in the top 10 this year. I think the stars are aligned, and I think it's working in their favor this particular semi. So just keep going, Albania. You're in it. Controversial prediction, Ireland. I'm going to put Ireland in the top 10 here. Again, they have the United Kingdom's going to support them. And if they send a decent song, they have countries actually in there that have historically been somewhat supportive of them, whether it's Austria, Switzerland, you name it. These countries will vote for Ireland if the song is right. But they haven't chosen the right song yet. So maybe this year will be their year. So I'm going out on a limb here. Number 7, Cyprus. Again, great head start with, Bulgaria and Greece and Armenia, all of them voting for them. So I think they should have a really good shot qualifying. Number 8, Estonia. Estonia is in this great spot where they're like somewhat Nordic, but they're also Baltic and next to the ex-Soviet countries. So they have all these different places where they can pick points from. And granted, they have been last in the semis before, so that doesn't mean everything, but I think looking at the setup right now, they have a good shot at qualifying. I'm also predicting Israel making it through. Israel has a decent track record as of late. 3 years in a row they managed to qualify, and I also think that Finland could easily make it this year. As I pointed out, they have Estonia right there, they have Iceland there, and the fact that they have a big name that is very well known in the UK, and the UK is voting in the semi, that's going to help them out. Ireland probably kind of goes into that mix there as well, so I think they really are set up for success this year. Now, a lot of people are surprised that I didn't put Belgium in there, because like, well, nah, Belgium has been doing well too. We had last year's song that did so well. Then we had 2015 where they're in the top 4, and then top 10 in 2016. I get all of that. But we also have seen Belgium messing it up. So Belgium could go either way. And I'm just looking at the numbers right now, and I don't see a lot of friendly support for Belgium. So they have to blow us away with another song. So just based on that, if I just give them that, then yes, they will qualify. But I'm just looking at the draw, and I'm like, I'm a little worried. Moving on to semi-final 2. So we have a lot of tough countries in this one. This is like a bloodbath from what I can see. And by that I mean a lot of powerful Eurovision countries that have done really well, especially as of late. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting. Someone's going to lose out most likely. But let's go through them real quick. Russia, Sweden, Australia, even like Ukraine, Norway, Romania, they're all very good at Eurovision as of late. So I don't know what's going to happen. Now I'm looking at like the allocation and who anyone has a favorable one. We have 3 Scandinavian countries right there, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. They will give each other points to a certain degree, so that is nice for them. Australia is always difficult to predict because they have sent 3 awesome songs, or at least I'm not saying based on my opinion, but by the juries and often the televote opinion, except for last year where the televoters did not like the song so much. But based on that, it's hard to predict where they're going to go. Traditionally, you wouldn't think that since they're so far apart from the rest of the continent that they have traditional votes, like guaranteed votes. So they really have to rely on a good song, but they have Jessica Malboy, who's a great singer, and I'm sure they're going to put forward something else that is very good and that the juries will respond to. But other than that, we have Serbia, Montenegro, not Serbia, Montenegro, the country from 2005, but Serbia, and then there's another country, Montenegro. So those 2 will give each other points. That'll help them out. Maybe Slovenia gets a few points from them as well, and vice versa. So there's a little bit of support there. And then we'll go wait and see. Now, there's one interesting one I want to point out, and that is Russia. I'm not saying Russia is not going to qualify, but looking at the draw, it is, I wouldn't say the worst case scenario because there's still a good amount of support there for Russia, but it's definitely not the ideal setup for them. Most of the ex-Soviet countries that we traditionally give them points are in semi-1. Big countries like that are very supportive of Russia. Azerbaijan, Armenia, Belarus. Not here. They cannot count on them. And you have Georgia and Ukraine there. Now you can say Georgia and Ukraine will give Russia a few points, but it will not be high points. In both cases, the juries will most likely give Russia few points. Ukraine, for obvious reasons, you know, the whole situation, we know what's going on. They will give them low points. They may get a few points from the televoters, but it'll not really be like, woo! Same for Georgia. Even like Sergei Lazarev got 0 points from the Georgian jury, and that'll hurt them overall in the points. So these are not the two countries that go crazy over Russia at this point as far as high points are concerned. Now they'll get points from Moldova, they'll get points from Latvia, but the big fans of Russia, they're not in the semis. So if there is a time where Russia could fail to qualify, this could be the year. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying the setup, it's like one of the worst case scenarios for Russia from what I can see. Other than that, let's take a look. Who else is here? Netherlands, a lot of people are pointing out that they don't have a whole lot of support, which is true. It could go either way for them. They have a really good artist, so if he sends a good song, of course, they'll be fine. But just looking at the actual allocation, not really going their way, unfortunately. So let me go ahead and give you the 10 countries that I just predict that are going to qualify, just based on the draw. It'll be completely different with the songs, but what the heck, let's do it anyway. So the first country I think will qualify is Australia. There's no reason to believe they're not going to qualify. It's so hard to predict them because they've been sending songs that just really, you know, appeal to the juries in particular, but also the televoters, with the exception from last year. Russia, even though I was just kind of taking them apart, I still expect them to qualify. All I'm saying is this could be a year. If it goes wrong, this could be the year. Sweden, no doubt. The powerhouse of Eurovision. They have a bunch of support there. Again, you know, Norway, Denmark, but Australia gives them a lot of points as well. They like that kind of music. They get points from Malta. They get points from so many different parts of the continent. I think they're safe. Serbia, I think, will qualify. They have a little bit of support here. They have Montenegro. They have Slovenia, probably. They often get points from like countries like France, even in Germany, they often. So that is going to work in their favor. Ukraine, I expect to make it through as well. They have enough support, like countries like Georgia, Poland, you name it. There are a bunch of countries that will support them. Norway, expecting to make it through. No surprise there. Moldova, always a country that goes hit and miss, but they have a little bit of support in Russia. They have Romania in the running, and Italy often give them points as well, so yeah. Denmark, yeah, Denmark will probably make it through. They have had also their misses as of late, but with Sweden and Norway, I'll give them a nice number of points. Should be okay. I expect Romania to make it through. They have Moldova, they have Italy, and I have no reason to believe they couldn't make it this year. Again, Hungary. Hungary is right there. They have, you know, countries that will vote for them, whether it's Serbia, Romania, give them points. They usually have, you know, countries nearby. They're right in the heart of Europe, and points tend to come from different places. And the recent past has shown that they can do it. Plus, they have been sending good songs. So this is who I think will make it. Poland, surprise, right? Everyone thinks Poland is going to dominate the televote. They usually do really well there, but the jury's not so much. So if the jury's gonna, you know, punish them again this year, the big Poland diaspora, it's not as prominent in the semi, whether it's UK and Ireland, they're not there. They have Germany. Germany will help them. They'll get a few points from there. And here and there will be a few, maybe France, I don't even know. But it is not as strong as it was in the past. So, But this is just my first impression based on the allocation. Now, I would like to hear from you. What do you think? Who do you think I'm overestimating, or am I underestimating somebody? Keep in mind, this is really just on the draw. Let's not talk about the songs. Of course, if I knew, knowing the history of certain countries, I know they'll send good songs. Netherlands is expected to send a good song, so they may qualify. So don't get stuck on that. Just based on the allocation, that's what we're doing here. Who do you think should be higher up? Who did I overestimate? Leave your thoughts below in the comment section. This is just for fun. Thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, Twitter, Facebook, follow us, and I will see you all soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.